Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to the Long Dark. We are in this little farmhouse. I am trying to avoid getting frostbite. We seem to have accomplished that here. Now that we have a fire going, I'm going to break some stuff down, and we're probably going to want to go to sleep later. So we're pretty tired. We're a little hungry. Let's break down this table. Frostbite risk has passed. There we go. Alright. There's a way to check your health. Can't remember. There it is. Okay. We don't need to do any first aid. Okay, so this is like our wheel. We can look at everything at spacebar, just in case you're wondering. I really don't have much of anything that I can do. Let's take a look at this. I'm hungry. Okay. Well, here's the thing. We got tools early. We got some good stuff in that last episode. So why don't we add some fuel, which is going to raise the temperature. By the way, adding fuel raises the temperature of the fire and the duration. And the temperature, I think, doesn't go down until the fire's out. Or at least it doesn't... It takes some time to go down. So if you're looking to warm up, you may need to overshoot the duration to get the temperature that you need to get yourself out of frostbite risk, potentially. Not necessarily, but it's possible. Wow, I actually have a lot of stuff. So let's start with some pork and beans. Let's open it up with the hunting knife. It's not really an ideal way to open a can, but I don't have a can opener. You'd think these houses would have them. Okay, well now we're cooking it. There we go. And let's go ahead and eat that. Where is it? Coffee, I don't really care about coffee. Okay, it's nice and hot. It wasn't bad. It's tasty. We're going to save the stuff that doesn't benefit from being cooked for now. Do we want to cook peaches? I don't think we want to cook peaches. Let's actually just, Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have, Let's eat the shittiest peaches. Eating warm food, it looks like. I'm just guessing, based on kind of past experience, but also just, like, I'm pretty sure this is how it works. It looked like, and you'll see this in a second here. Yeah, that green plus sign by the warmth meter, it looks like it gives you a little bit of a bonus to staying warm. So that is nice. I'm going to get another ½ liter of water. You could argue that this is a bad idea from a carrying standpoint, because it does matter how much stuff you're carrying, but I like having water. Getting dehydrated sucks. It's one thing that you can avoid relatively easily, so okay. We're warm, we're okay, fire's gonna keep burning. It'd be nice to keep it burning all night, but I don't think that's really gonna happen. I can't see shit. Okay. Let's, is there anything I can do here to make it brighter? No. Alright. Actually, no, I could do something. There we go. This isn't ideal. I hope we don't. I hope there isn't like any way that I can accidentally burn the house down. But this is better than being blind. Like Transformers? Wow. Oh, that's a tractor. We're not gonna loot right now. I'm just looking around. I could sleep here, but this looks like one of the shitty beds. There's probably a nicer bed. Yeah, I'll take that. That looks awesome. Peacoats are awesome. I actually have one in real life. I've worn a wool peacoat in California. In the... I wouldn't call it summer. Let's call it spring. I lied. We're going to do a little looting. I'd really like for this to burn out. That's not what I meant to do. Could you just don't light the house on fire? That's all I ask. 9 hours of darkness left. We're gonna try and sleep for 8. We're not going to, but we're gonna try. Usually you wake up in the middle of the night thirsty or something. Oh wow, we actually made it most of the way. Fully rested? Yeah, we're thirsty. Alright. Drink some water. There we go. Stick is gone, I'm assuming. Let's see if we can kill 2 hours of time. Just to get back to the light. There we go. Alright, now let's do some early morning looting. Can barely see shit, sorry about that. It'll get better, I promise. Ooh, we got a book. Books are useful for Tinder. The kind that you use to start fires, not the kind that you use to procreate. Or attempt to well, no one's actually looking to procreate through Tinder, I hope. You get my meaning, though. I can tear up the curtains, but I don't really have much use for cloth at this point. Let's put on that clothing. Okay, that's definitely going to help a lot. We need new pants and shoes. We need pants and shoes, that's really what we're missing here. Okay, what do we got? See, I don't know why you'd want a crib here. This is just like a guarantee that fucking everyone's gonna have to listen to the baby crying every night. It's not pleasant for anyone in the house. And it seems like there's a hell of a lot of beds here, so this is like a pretty... It was at one point used by a number of people.
This stuff will come in handy.
That's not going to be useful. Probably just going to tear it up. Drawers on the desk here. It's probably a single drawer. Only one. Metal lamp, but we don't need scrap metal. We don't really have anything that we can do with it yet. Wool socks is actually really good. I don't think we have good socks. We can wear a couple pairs, so we'll get those on. Let's take a look at that toque. Yeah, they're bad. Okay, yeah, that's not surprising. I kind of expected those to be shit. Dress shirt's not going to be good. It helps with, actually, let's take a look at that real quick. So, you've got wind chill protection, you've got just general temperature protection, quality, water, like rain protection, like just protection from attack, like a wolf or something, weight, and then encumbrance, I think. So you can see like this actually has some, it restricts movement a little bit, so that actually has a penalty there. But it's also really good at everything else, including particularly protecting you from the water. So it gets heavy when wet, I guess. I don't know if that's like an actual mechanic, but that's actually a bonus. The whole point of wearing wool a lot of the time is that when it is wet, the way wool works, and this is an adaptation of sheep, as I understand it, it actually gets warmer when it's wet.
Could end up being useful.
When it's raining, if you're wearing a wool coat, it actually can get even warmer. So it's a nice way to protect yourself in the winter. Something that you probably would know if you live in Canada or anywhere else where it gets quite cold. Right, I wanted to look at clothing and I wanted to see... No, these are terrible. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's wool, so there's a bonus against water, but that's not worth the trade-off at this point.
What have we here? Okay,
we got pants. That's a very, very good situation, but they're not really the pants that we want. But they're better than the shit we're wearing, I think. Let's put those on. The ones we're wearing are pretty trash. Worn jeans. Yeah, these are, you know, more than a degree. Yeah, and we can wear a second pair, so it's even better. Straight bonus, not just replacing an old one. So we can break these down for cloth and everything, but we're fine. Ooh, reclaimed wood. You hiding from me back there. Is that... No. Okay. I thought that might be more reclaimed wood, but it doesn't appear to be. Can't just make fire... burn those. They're scenery only. Ah, gloves. Okay. Gloves and an energy bar. Both of those are actually quite useful. We'll put the gloves on in a second. So we're gonna have fingerless Canadian toque. Let's take a look. That's definitely not gonna be as good, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not as good. We'll just make sure that it's worse than both, yeah. This is just the same, yeah, okay. Same, alright. Oh, you only get to have one pair of gloves. My mistake. Alright, well, mittens are obviously going to be better. Are you serious? Oh, they're driving gloves. But they have holes in them. How are these the same warmth? Are you shitting me? That's so stupid. Fleece is totally warmer than, like, cheapo leather driving gloves with holes in them. Why did I drop those? I did not mean to drop those. Alright, whatever. I'm not going to question it. I'm not the developer. I don't know what I'm doing. I just think that's a little strange. And I've never noticed that before. I actually just assumed... Ooh, first aid kit. I was just assumed that the driving gloves were trash. I never really... Ooh, magnifying glass. I wonder what that's for. Actually not sure. But I never looked that closely at driving gloves. Because it seems like they'd be clearly horrible in this situation, right? Who would wear driving gloves in the snow? Over mittens or something. Just seems so unabashedly idiotic to wear those. But I guess they're the same. We'll figure it out. It's okay. We're gonna get better gloves than either of those probably at some point here, so... Life goes on. Alright, this room is fully looted. We want to... look in here. We got a fireplace, that's pretty nice. Not really that useful, but still. Wood matches, that's helpful. At a certain point, by the way, you just get way too many fucking matches. Alright, this is hugely valuable. Now I need to... How do I put something away? Okay. Holster H. Yeah, I don't want to have that out right now. Herbal tea, alright. We can warm that up if we want. Or just drink it. It's assumed that we can keep it unspilled. Just perhaps generous. I can't even walk from the kettle to my desk without potentially spilling a little bit. I'm probably gonna... That's probably not a good sign, is it? Inability to keep my hands straight. I don't think I can get Parkinson's or something as a 30-year-old, but who knows? If someone can, it'll be me. Probably, knowing my luck. If that's even the right disease or affliction that I'm remembering, could be something else. I think it's Parkinson's. Thankfully, I've not really had much of a reason to become familiar with any of that at this point in my life. I'm sure I will at some point, though. It's pretty much inevitable. Unless it gets cured, which would be nice, but... Never want to hope for that to happen until it's actually happened. Otherwise, you have to assume that it's not going to happen in your lifetime. You don't want to get your hopes up if something happens. Alright, I think we're done here. So it's daytime, it's morning. We're good. I think what we're going to do, though... No. Yeah, we're just going to eat. Okay. I don't want to start a fire here. Okay, that was where it was. There we go. Let's drink the tea. Drink the tea. Then eat some peaches. This is pineapple. Or pinnacle peach. Okay, that messed me up. Anyway, pinnacle peaches. Let's have some of those. They're cold, but life goes on. The important thing is we're going to be filled up. And then... some crackers. There we go. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. The salt makes it so that we can drink some water. Alright. Now we're good. Alright, we're good. We're completely good. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the farmhouse, try and check out that silo and the barn, and then we're going to maybe head over to where the hay bales are and see what we can do. Weather looks good. That's a promising start. I don't think we're going to be able to go in the silo. But maybe we can. Yeah, Okay, that's what I expected. Rose hips are something. Can we eat them? They're fruit, so I'm assuming yes. They're pretty trash, but it's better than nothing. Corpse? Is there gonna be a corpse in here? No? Nothing? Okay. Well, I didn't see the house, I saw these, so at least there's that. The value of that is that it got me to go over there. So it looks like this has... Actually, by the way, this is maybe a common thing in the northern areas, at least in North America. There's actually like an indoor porch where... Ooh, crowbar. That's awesome. Now we can get in the trunks. This is like a common thing in a house because it'll give you an area where you can put your shoes on and stuff, or get dressed, or put on your coat, because there's a very... There's a car there. So one of the dilemmas that I faced while in college in Toronto as a Californian, and I'm half Canadian, so it's not like I don't belong in Canada, but at the same time I did grow up in California pretty much my entire life prior to that time. So one of the dilemmas I had was that, okay, well, I need to put on a bunch of snow clothes to go to class because I'm walking through like negative 10 degrees Celsius weather. It was pretty cold. It wasn't that bad. Honestly, it's perfectly tolerable, and there were times where I wore sandals in that weather, so I'm not going to pretend it was like horrible and, oh, poor me, poor me. No. It's just moderately cold. So I'd wear, you know, usually the wool coat because it actually looked nice as opposed to a snow coat, which tended to be kind of ugly. We're going to be going this way. Excuse me. This is the way to go. And then I'd have like long underwear, jeans, and boots. And then I'd have gloves and probably a hat. Or no, not a hat, but like a scarf. The problem was, say I'm going to the grocery store or even class. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The problem is the second I get inside, obviously it's going to be heated inside, right? So you have this really frustrating experience where it's a very inconsistent temperature. And it's not a minor thing like, oh, well, you're walking down the frozen foods aisle and that one's a little bit cold, and you know, you just tough it out for a couple minutes and then you're good. It's not like that. You actually, like, if you're in the grocery store for like 25 minutes, depending on where you're going, or you're in class for like an hour, it's frustrating because you're in there sitting there with, you're all geared up to deal with snow, and now you're inside with the heater on and you're burning up. So it's this really frustrating dilemma. It was like, okay, well, okay, if I take my coat off, I need somewhere to put it, then I take my scarf off. I can't take off my long underwear or my pants, so I'm just kind of fucked on that side. The boots are staying on and on and on. Like, there's no, you can't really change too much, and if you're wearing layers, it's not, if you sit there and like start taking off a couple shirts because you're wearing like a thermal shirt and then like a normal long sleeve shirt and then thermal underwear, like a thermal underwear shirt, you can't just start taking your clothes off in class, even if you have like completely normal clothes under them. That's just, it's weird. You can't do that. So a lot of the time I just kind of, you pick one. You either suffer through the heat inside wherever you are or wherever you're going, or you suffer through being extremely cold on the way there. And that bugs the shit out of me. So I think having like that kind of front porch that's closed, but only really with windows, where like it'll be cold as a result of the temperature, but it won't be freezing, is kind of like the answer to that for a home. But I never had that. Granted, the problem is not as big as I'm making it sound. It's just irritating. And it's this really... Oh, and the other thing is, if you wear glasses, you better be ready for them to fog up fucking everywhere you go. It's brutal. Like for a couple minutes after entering any room from outside, guaranteed I wouldn't be able to see shit. It's kind of funny after a while, but it sucks if you can't see anything without your glasses. You kind of have to wipe them off a few times, warm them up so that condensation doesn't form on them, but that's kind of a losing battle no matter how you do it. Okay, it looks like we got a barn, a burned down house, and some little shanty or lean-to kind of like just vaguely... Oh, we got another kind of barn too. So these are probably all going to be useless. Pleasant Valley outbuildings. So we're in a new area, kind of. I don't see a home here. No one would live in that barn. So... Okay, good. We can get some sticks. Should see if there's other sticks around here. This is going to take 5 minutes. Let's do it. I'm freezing. I did not notice that. Okay, that's a problem. Well, we're going to remedy that shortly when we go into the barn. Okay, there's nothing. Ooh, there is something. That's big. Nothing in here? Yeah, nothing in here. Alright, let's head into the barn. I'm having a particularly decent day because even though the Sharks aren't playing today, they lost their last game, so it's 1-1 in their playoff series. If you don't know, hockey playoffs are going on right now. Right now I'm watching the other series from, well, basically the series in which whoever wins the series that the Sharks are playing in will play. So, like, there's the Sharks playing against the Oilers, and then there's the Ducks playing against Calgary, the Calgary Flames. And whoever wins the Ducks-Flames series will play against whoever wins the Sharks-Oilers series, I think. I haven't paid that close attention to it. I'm focused on our current series, but, ooh, what do you got in here? But yeah, it's fun because the other series, they're just kicking the shit out of each other. Alright, this game doesn't have jumping. I don't think. So there's like fights,
leave something behind.
They're kicking the crap out of each other, it's hilarious. Nothing's more fun in the playoffs than watching two teams that you might have to face beat the shit out of each other. This is never going to do anything, right? It's a little dark in here, unfortunately, so I'll try to be quick, but actually, now that we mention it, it is time to end this episode, as I stall just long enough to loot this guy's corpse.
I could use this.
Those are completely useless. You cannot use this, protagonist. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.